Gamer7 and welcome back to another Creative Sim video. This of course is another one part of the Pokemon 2 cast series. This one is going to be Lunala, which is one of the legendary Pokemon from the newest addition to Pokemon, which is the Sun and Moon generation. So which I made her female, but again the legendaries technically are not male or female, but you know, the whole thing of just deciding one. I just decided Lunala. I thought the name just sounded like it would fit a female name better, so that was basically the basis to my decision. I realized I honestly missed an opportunity. I did give her pointy ears and some features that are more bat-like or vampire-like because the Pokemon is like a bat form, bat type. So I missed the opportunity, though, in the sense that I should have just straight out made her a vampire, and there is no way to change them into a vampire, like, in Creative Sim anyway. At least, not that I have noticed. Once you've actually made their features and made, certain characteristics to fit certain ways. So, you know, wish I could've remembered and done that before I went down the whole path of doing that, and I sort of tossed back and forth with Lunala on what skin tone to give her, because Lunala is like mostly like purples, like really dark shades of purple. Sometimes it gives almost a black tint to it in certain places, because I think she's, you know, supposed to be reminiscent of like space and things like that with her design, like the Pokemon's design anyway. So I was like, do I give her a lighter skin tone? Because, you know, when you think of, like, the whole vampire bat thing, usually you do think of those paler skin tones, and go that route? Or do I give her a darker skin tone because the Pokemon itself has, though the Pokemon itself has white and yellow, which are light colors, the dominant color is extremely, extremely dark. So I was sort of debating back and forth with that. I did ultimately go with almost like an in-between skin color for the skin, so that it was sort of like taking a little bit of both, but I took the in-between. As for her hair, I definitely wanted to do something with them being up. I was mainly going towards like the buns, to reference the whole space buns, and also the headpiece on Lunala sort of sticks up into two. But yeah, so that was sort of my idea of between the hair. I did try a few other hairs that wasn't necessarily like pigtails or buns. Ultimately, I really liked these buns with the braid on it, just because of the fact that it had purple and white, and Lunala has purples and whites and yellows also, and I definitely try to find something dramatic for her. She has, the Pokemon itself has like these dramatic wings that come into like a crescent shape, and her head honestly also is a crescent shape. And that's because, like, you know, she's supposed to represent the moon half of Sun and Moon. So this piece that I end up putting on the back of her, there's no real way that it's necessarily actually showing how it's connected to the sim. But honestly, since she was a legendary type, I was like, I think it's fitting that, you know, it just seems like it's actually floating there, and it gave sort of that crescent feel with those curves. But then it also has stars, which also works because, you know, there's some parts about Lunala that looks like they're sort of like stars in some ways, but also moon, stars, correlation there. So I thought it actually fit really, really well with her. Now, her makeup, I will say I think this sim, I like the base version of the sim better than once I started putting like the makeup and clothes and everything on it. Of course, the base version wouldn't represent the Pokemon as well as putting all the stuff on. But like Lunala's eyes are basically literally just that solid pink color, so I tried to make the actual color, the pupils and things like that, is it iris? Is that what it's called? As well as the white part of the eye. I forget these things sometimes. I try to make that really big so that you didn't see almost any of the white. And I also was giving her, like, different makeup. I was trying the whites makeup. I can't remember if that's what I actually end with or not. But I was giving it a go and trying it because the fact that there is quite a bit of white around her face, the Pokemon's face, and also on her in general. So I was definitely experimenting. This was one of the first ones I actually did, because I was actually really excited to do Lunala when Lunala was the one that won her poll vote or its pole vote, technically, I was like, yes! Lunala won! Because that was the one I was really wanting to win. Like, I like, Galileo? Galileo? Some, the one that represents the sun. I do like that Pokemon, but out of the two, Lunala is my favorite. I like Lunala a lot better, hence why I've played through Olive Moon, and I started Ultra Moon, even though I do have Sun. I don't think I got Ultra Sun, though. I think I decided not to get Ultra Sun. I don't remember. Maybe I did. Not really quite sure, now that I think about it. But, anyway, so, yeah. So I was super excited to actually work on this one, and I am happy with how the results came out, but I don't think I was as happy with it compared to some of the other ones. I think I'm finding that some of the ones that I wasn't as excited with are the ones that I was like, oh, this is going to be really hard to do. Their outcome ended up resulting better than the ones that I was excited to do, or I thought were going to be easy to do. So, you know, I guess that's just how sometimes things can work out, I guess. Now, I did actually take a pretty long time on this one, though, just because I think this was one of the first legendaries I did, and I knew that I wanted to try to make the legendaries look a little different, a little special, and also trying to bring that purple in, honestly, was a lot harder than I was expecting it to be. But to be honest with you, like, working in retail, like, I feel like I'm actually finding more purple stuff in Sims than I do in retail, but it's still pretty hard to find purple. I don't know what it is about purple and clothing, but it's something you don't see too often, and I don't really quite understand, because I actually really like the color purple. But, so, yeah, it's just a little strange that it just weird. So it did make the process a little bit harder, trying to bring those purples out, because that is the dominant color, but I feel like she doesn't necessarily show the purple off as much as I wish I could. I did go back and play with the skin details some more. I think I was trying to get more of some glow look to her, and like some like very super defined features, and I just kept going back and forth. Also, sometimes like with certain clothes and certain other CC options, sometimes the skin details will mess up and work against it, and I don't realize it at first. So I don't think I stuck with I'm changing the bottoms again, because I was like, I'm pretty sure I didn't stick with it, which I don't know if I stick with those shoes either, because I think I try to use the shoes as bringing some of the gold and yellow out, but I literally debated for like a long time on what to use, because I wanted to bring out like a unique style and also bring some difference to it, just with like her being legendary. I do think this is the skirt and shirt that I finally choose, because the shirt has some like these it's definitely a different style shirt, but it also has some golds within the shirt, as well as it being white, and Lunala does have white around like the chest area, so I figured like if white was going to be a dominant on the skirt, or the bottom or the top would have been the better of the two. And I did change her shoes to gold shoes. The skirt does have technically little silver beadwork going on it, and it sort of bothered me in some ways, but you know, I'm just slightly pretending that it's just white, but it's just because of shadows, it's just showing differently. We can pretend. But this should be getting to the end here. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope you like how Lunala turned out. I do like how she still turned out. Again, she's not like one of my super fave happy ones that I was super thrilled with, but I'm still excited with how she turned out. I wish you could see her pointy ears, but the hair I chose didn't allow that. But definitely hit that like button if you liked this video and you liked how Lunala turned out. Also, go check my Sims 4 playlist down in the description below, as well as my social media. Subscribe, share, all that good YouTube stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!